Valentina Shevchenko, I have a message for you. I'm looking to become the first intergender world champion at this world heavyweight.
Okay. All right. Hey, listen. All fair these days, gender neutrality and all the rest of it. What did he say? If Shevchenko wants that smoke, she can come and get it. But I'm not sure if I'd go on social media and be an aspiring woman beater. Do you know what I mean? He's literally aspiring to beat up a woman. That's what he's trying to do. By the way, I like Cejudo, we're having fun, so I'm not calling him a woman beater, but he is going to social media and saying, hey, I want, because if you're going to beat her in a fight and you're going to take that gold, you're going to beat her. So he is out there telling the world he wants to be a woman beater. What are your thoughts, Harrington?
Well, I mean, I don't know if you know this or not. He is an Olympic champion. He's an Olympic gold medalist. So, I don't think... Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, he's got like a big shiny gold medal. He wears it sometimes. Pretty cool. Somebody like that, I think he's just a martial artist through and through. He doesn't see gender, man. He just sees somebody out there calling themselves a flyweight champion. That's all he's the flyweight champion in his mind. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Just go out there, get another belt.
Well, in this day and age, you're not supposed to see gender. It's not allowed. You can walk into any toilet you want and take a dump these days, and it's totally fine. So listen, he's having a bit of fun. That's what he's doing. He knows that fight's never going to happen. He's just, we're talking about it. It'll be no doubt picked up on a lot of MMA websites. He's just keeping the hype, keeping his name out there. Yeah, and he's having a bit of fun with it.
Especially after you ratted him out to the UFC bosses. Hey, did you see what Henry's doing?
No. How many followers has he got on Instagram, okay? Doesn't need me to rat him out. Everyone's going to see it. I just saw it and I'm like, oh my God, look at this. He's aspiring to be a woman beater,
That is. But, what was his response? I need to know what the people in the back, when they see this, what do they think when they see Henry Cejudo up to his antics? Because it is entertaining.
Circle of trust, baby boy. Oh. Circle of trust. I cannot break it. I will not step outside of that circle. The circle is forged in iron and fire, and I will not remove myself from the circle of trust. Okay? Rule 27. Anyway, listen, he's out of his goddamn mind. I want to see him back in the Octagon now. I want to see him fight, not necessarily against a woman. Now we did talk about this, him and Nunes, and I was saying, I reckon Nunes could take it, and everyone was like, Bisping's out of his mind. It's like, don't you know what fucking sarcasm is? Do you know what I mean? It's like, listen, in mixed martial arts, in a fight, right, two people with equal technique, the stronger, bigger person will win. I would say that Henry's the stronger one. He's definitely got the better wrestling and he can hit hard. You got to lean towards Henry, but it's not going to happen. That is not going to happen. That will never, ever get sanctioned. Sanctioned? It will never get sanctioned, will it?
Well, I think they tried to do one in Florida. It was going to be live on Facebook. One of those OG former Strikeforce ladies was going to fight some misogynist troll from Twitter, and it was a whole spectacle. And I don't think that got sanctioned. So no, they definitely couldn't sanction that at the highest level. There's just no way.
Sorry, I just got a funny text off my son. No, never going to happen.
Anthony Showtime Pettis, slight favorite, -120. Nate Diaz, -110. I know there has been some movement, but Pettis still holding as a slight favorite as we sit here on Monday night of fight week. Men will need the round. The method of victory here can flow. It'll be a near 1,100-day layoff for Nate Diaz. I'm not sure how much that matters, but how do you think it goes for Nate here, and obviously a big return spot Saturday night?
The one thing that really concerns me with Nate in this fight against Anthony Pettis are the leg kicks. I think really it was the leg kicks that won the fight against Stephen Wonderboy Thompson. I'm referring to Pettis, sorry. Pettis' ability to work those kicks is what eventually set up that big shot. I think it was slowing down Wonderboy, and this is exactly what you need to do against Nate Diaz. Now, it's going to be much more of a factor against someone like Nate Diaz because both of them are southpaws. I think what Nate has going for him is the fact that he is able to pressure him. He's going to be much longer than Anthony Pettis. I think he's going to be much bigger. I think he's got to expect those leg kicks to be coming. I would imagine that Nate Diaz would be able to adapt to that at this point in his career and be able to walk down Anthony Pettis, get on the inside, beat him up from the clinch, take the fight to the ground where I think he would have a big advantage. But he's got to stay in boxing range against Anthony Pettis. If he can do that, cut off the cage, he can win this fight. If Anthony Pettis is able to diffuse that energy, circle around the octagon, utilize those leg kicks, and slow down Nate Diaz that way and get that done early in the fight, he's got a great chance of winning that fight. However, I'm going to go with Nate Diaz here. He needs this fight. He needs this win to put him back and get him another big fight. You know, I think he's a big superstar right now in this sport. He's been taking his time off, I think, in the right way, and I think Nate Diaz will get the win.
So DC, Ken Flo obviously giving Stipe, granting Stipe the rematch, and of course Miocic, as accomplished as any UFC heavyweight prior when it comes to his title reign, wanted to wait out more than a year to make sure that his next fight was a championship opportunity. Your thoughts on what Ian had to say, and if you think Stipe can make the requisite adjustments and make this fight any closer or more competitive than the last meeting?
Well, you know, you mentioned me picking DC, and I am, and I will. I always will. But I tell you what, this fight against Stipe makes me a little extra nervous. Stipe really can crack. He's a very good striker. I think he's underestimated in that department. It's not like the guy can't wrestle either. And when you look at them side by side, man, I mean, and you go back to their first meeting, Stipe was significantly larger than Daniel Cormier. Now, that's not something that we've seen before. I mean, obviously Cormier is a guy who's used to going against taller, larger opponents. But it's a factor when you're taking shots to the dome. That size, that power really does make a difference, and Stipe is very fast. So it's a fight that concerns me. However, the types of fights that concern me most when you're facing someone like Daniel Cormier are the guys that can kick very well, the guys that are very tricky with their feet, because I don't know if Daniel reacts to kicks as well as he does punches. He can level change. He knows how to mix things up. He can get to the inside. He can clinch you. He's very good with his dirty boxing. He's good with his shots as well. Gets his weight behind his shots extremely well. And Stipe isn't that guy who can kick extremely well. At least we haven't really seen too much of that. And because of that, I think Daniel Cormier will get a win, let's say around the third round TKO.
Let's talk about
Speaking
some,
of fights,
current fights.
Yeah.
Before we got the double champ calling in, I can't wait to talk to him about his
Everything?
upcoming fight with Stipe, because Stipe has it in him to come back and avenge a loss. I mean, he lost to JDS in a decision, I believe. Is that correct, guys? Somebody look that up for
Let me look
Phoenix.
it up.
You can look that up.
Let
Thank
me
you.
bring the computer
He lost to
closer to me.
JDS in a decision, but it was a close decision. If you look it
I
up,
don't
if I'm
think
wrong.
I don't think
Like you said,
Stipe's fought since his fight against
No, I'm talking about
Cormier.
back in the day.
Oh yeah.
Like not back in the day, a few years ago. He lost to JDS, but then he came back and he avenged that loss with a vengeance.
Yes.
You know? So like he has it in him to come back and
Looking at
beat a
Stipe's
guy
record.
that bested him. You know what I mean, Phoenix?
Yeah, JDS. He lost to JDS, but after that he had 7 wins in a row. And he defended the belt 3 times, which is the most
part of those
any
wins in a
heavyweight
row
has ever done.
is getting redemption on JDS.
Yep. JDS
So, I mean,
by TKO.
So he shows that he lied. In the first fight, he lost by decision.
Yep.
So, I mean, look at the improvement there, where JDS probably thought, I beat him once. I'll beat him again. I'll become the champion. And Stipe said, not up in here. You know, so it's very exciting.
Highly competitive person.
Oh yeah, I seen that on an interview he did. He was talking. He doesn't like to lose at anything. But I mean, who fucking does in this game, Phoenix? It's
Well,
not
we'll
fun. I can't wait to talk about that Mike Perry fight. Not to get.